Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're plunging into, well, a fascinating set of claims suggesting our reality might be undergoing a really profound, maybe even accelerated shift. We're exploring some truly intriguing material, drawn from a YouTube video. It's titled As Últimas 24 Horas, Ondas Intensas Varam Tudo.
Which is Portuguese, right?
Exactly. It translates roughly to the last 24 hours. Intense waves sweep everything.
Wow. Okay. Intense.
Yeah, it's from a channel called MESTRES Ascensos, or Ascended Masters.
Okay.
Now, before we get into the main energetic update itself, there's some interesting context.
Oh, yeah.
The source video actually kicks off with an invitation. It's from something called the Fraternidade dos 12 Raios, the Brotherhood of the 12 Rays.
Right.
And they're inviting listeners to a specific workshop with Doriana Camberini. And the description of this workshop, it really gives you a flavor of the whole framework here.
How so?
It talks about a disassembly of the aura of poverty, scarcity, and inferiority.
Okay, disassembly of the aura. That sounds quite involved.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For listeners maybe less familiar, aura disassembly in these kinds of circles, it usually means like a structured way to identify and clear out deep-seated energy patterns.
Like limiting beliefs.
Exactly. Stuff linked to feelings of lack or not being good enough, basically dismantling the vibrational patterns that might attract, negative stuff.
Right. Clearing out the old programming, so to speak. And then what?
Well, after the disassembly, it mentions an anchoring with the personal tree of life.
Ah, the tree of life. That's a powerful symbol in many traditions.
It is. It often represents like interconnectedness, growth, or sort of divine blueprint.
So anchoring would mean grounding yourself back into that authentic core, reconnecting with maybe your inherent worth or abundance.
That seems to be the idea, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it also mentions acquiring the necessary magnetisms.
Magnetisms.
Yeah.
So like developing the energetic pull, the resonance to attract what you actually want, moving from lack to manifestation.
I think that's the gist. And finally, it all wraps up with a reassembly of the aura.
Okay, so rebuilding the energy field, but in a new way. A higher vibration that supports maybe prosperity and empowerment.
That seems to be the implication, reconstructing it to align with your true essence, as they might put it.
Got it. So that whole workshop context really sets a stage, doesn't it? It's deeply rooted in this idea of personal energetic transformation.
It really does. And what's fascinating, like you said, is how the source just pivots right from that specific workshop ad into this much broader kind of universal energetic update.
Yeah, framing it as an energetic update of the last 24 hours. That's quite a shift in scale.
Totally. So our mission for this deep dive is really to explore the details of that alleged energetic update.
Right. What does it actually claim is happening?
Yeah, what is it? How does it supposedly impact us, individually and collectively? And what guidance does it offer for, navigating all this?
Okay, so we're extracting the core claims, presenting them as the source does, letting you, the listener, make sense of it. We're not endorsing or debunking here.
Exactly. We're just unpacking the material itself.
All right, let's dive in then. Let's see what these intense energetic waves are all about, according to the source. #, the arrival of high frequencies.
So the source really grabs you right away with a pretty dramatic statement. It claims that in the last 24 hours, the Earth's energetic field was enveloped by a powerful wave of elevated frequencies.
Enveloped. That sounds total, like a complete immersion.
Yeah, not just a little shift, but the whole planet wrapped up in it. It implies, nothing's untouched. Every being, every space, every particle.
Like the whole planet just got dipped in a new kind of energy sea.
Kind of, yeah. And it goes further, describing it not just as a static field, but as, get this, a river of cosmic light that flows incessantly, bathing every being, every space, and every particle of this planet.
Wow. A river of light, flowing nonstop. That paints a really vivid picture, doesn't it? Almost like a living, conscious energy just saking everything.
Exactly. Relentless, all-encompassing. And here's where the intensity part comes in strongly.
Okay.
This energy, it says, didn't arrive softly like a breeze.
Uh-oh.
No. It emphasizes it came with the force and determination of an intense wind.
Okay, so not subtle, not a gentle nudge. This is forceful.
You're dynamic.
Yeah, like it's actively doing something, not just passively arriving. An intense wind that suggests it could be transformative, maybe even a bit disruptive,
Like it's an active agent of change. It's not just there, it's acting. So what's its purpose, according to the source, this intense wind, this river of light?
It states a twofold purpose, and it's pretty big. First, it's here to sweep away everything that no longer serves.
Creak away like a cosmic cleanup, getting rid of old energies, outdated patterns, misaligned structures.
That's the idea, a purification. And second, it's meant to illuminate what remained hidden in the shadows. Revelation, bringing things to light, things that were maybe unconscious or deliberately hidden or just ignored.
Exactly. And this isn't just personal stuff. It says this sweeping and illuminating applies both within each of us and in the structures and external systems that govern life on Earth.
Okay, so it's internal work and societal change. A push towards transparency on all levels. That's huge.
It is. And it finishes this part with a really striking metaphor. It says it's like a great torch had been lit in the center of our being.
A torch within us. So it's not just external energy, it's igniting something inside too. An inner awareness maybe that participates in this whole clearing process.
That seems to be the sense of it, yeah. A light source from our own core, revealing and clearing.
Okay, so if this torch is lit and this intense wind is blowing, what's it actually showing us? Inside ourselves and out in the world. Let's start with the internal bit.
Right, so internally, the source says this light is revealing with implacable clarity everything we still vibrate and carry, but which is not in resonance with the new frequency of the Earth.
Implacable clarity. Wow. So unyielding, undeniable. No hiding from it.
Pretty much. It's pointing right at our stuff. Beliefs, emotional patterns, habits, conditioning that just doesn't align with this new, supposedly higher frequency.
So like old fears popping up, old hurts suddenly feeling really raw, limiting thoughts becoming super obvious.
Could be, yeah. And the source is up front that this isn't necessarily comfortable. It notes this revelation can provoke discomfort, restlessness, and even resistance.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Nobody really likes having their hidden stuff dragged into the light, do they? It's that friction, maybe, the old resisting the new, like an energetic detox.
Definitely. And the source really emphasizes our role here, the element of choice, which is quite empowering, actually.
Yeah, so?
It says the light is demanding choices, and that each being before this frequency decides to remain in resistance and fear or align with the clarity and expansion that the light offers.
Ah, okay. So it's not passive. We're actively choosing how to respond. Cling to the old familiar stuff even if it hurts, or embrace the new energy and what it reveals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It presents it as a clear fork in the road. Your response shapes your path forward. It's about how you react, energetically and emotionally, not just what you think.
Okay. And then connecting that to the bigger picture, the collective side.
Right. So this same light, it says, also falls upon the collective stage, exposing what was hidden, revealing mechanisms and intentions that for a long time remained disguised.
So societal transparency, not just personal stuff anymore. We're talking politics, finance, corporate dealings, hidden agendas coming out.
That's the implication. Things that were maybe intentionally obscured or just operated below the radar. And the source is really direct about this. It says, quite boldly, there are no more energetic hiding places. What was once disguised is now brought to light with intensity.
Wow, no more energetic hiding places. That suggests it's becoming like impossible to keep secrets on a global scale. The energy itself is forcing transparency.
That's the claim, an unavoidable unveiling. Like the collective consciousness itself is shifting, making concealment harder and harder, leading to maybe a big reevaluation of things.
And what about those who want to keep things hidden, those who benefit from the old ways?
Well, it addresses that directly. It says, for those who still consciously or unconsciously cling to old patterns of control, manipulation, domination, or suppression, this energy becomes an inescapable mirror.
An inescapable mirror, ouch.
Yeah. And it's not just reflecting, it's confrontational. It says the mirror will reflect with precision what needs to be seen, healed, or liberated.
So a forced confrontation, making it impossible to ignore those old unserving patterns anymore, whether they're personal or playing out on the world stage.
Exactly. The pressure to deal with them just intensifies, which could, cause some disruption as those patterns get dislodged energetically.
So for anyone operating from fear or control, this energy would feel pretty uncomfortable, like a harsh spotlight they can't escape.
That's the picture it paints, yes. Hashtag the acceleration of timelines.
Okay, now this next part is one of the most, maybe, mind-bending claims in the update. It's about time itself.
Yeah, this is really intriguing. The source states that this energy flow is not just purification, but also acceleration.
Acceleration. So not just cleaning house, but speeding things up too, changing how fast events unfold.
That's the assertion, that the actual temporal fabric we experience is being affected, making things happen sooner than we'd expect, both personally and collectively.
Like an energetic catalyst has been thrown into the mix, compressing processes, making outcomes arrive faster.
Right. And the source gets specific about the impact. It says this energy acts directly on the timelines, causing processes that seem distant to approach rapidly.
Acts directly on the timelines. Okay, that's a big claim. So it's not just feeling like things are busier, it's suggesting actual events and manifestations are being pulled forward in time.
That's what it sounds like. Which really makes you wonder, what does that mean for us? For our plans, our goals?
Yeah, it implies the gap between, say, setting an intention and seeing it manifest is shrinking drastically. Like someone hit the cosmic fast forward button.
Exactly. Which could really change how we think about patience or planning or just waiting for things to happen.
And the source gives a concrete example to try and ground this, doesn't it?
It does. It says, what you believe to be years away could begin to manifest in the coming weeks.
Wow. Okay, that's immediate, not some far-off future thing. That really challenges our usual sense of timing.
Totally. Imagine a long-term goal or a societal shift you thought was decades away, suddenly knocking on your door next month.
It suggests that energy right now is super conducive to bringing things into reality fast, which means we need to be really mindful of what we're focusing on, right? Given the speed of manifestation.
Good point. Clarity of intention becomes even more important.
And it even gives a specific window for this acceleration.
Yeah, it does, which makes it feel very current. It says, between now and the end of September, we will see events unfold more quickly and impactfully, both in our personal lives and in the collective scenario.
Okay, so not indefinite. A defined period of intense, rapid unfolding, like a critical window where things sown good or bad might sprout really quickly.
Right. It suggests we need to be adaptable, maybe rethink rigid plans, because the ground might be shifting faster than usual during this specific time frame.
A compressed period of potentially big changes, personal stuff, collective stuff, maybe karmic cycles resolving faster. It demands presence, doesn't it?
It certainly seems to.
All right, so if this acceleration is happening and these frequencies are washing over us, what does that actually look like out in the world, and what might we feel inside?
Good question. The source offers clues for both. Externally, it says, prepare to see more news revealing hidden truths.
Back to the illumination theme. Makes sense.
And also, more people awakening to realities previously ignored.
Okay, so growing transparency, more whistleblowing maybe, public awareness shifting on big issues as the veil thins.
That's the implication. Things suppressed in politics, finance, health, history, whatever coming to light, changing how people see things.
But at the same time, it gives a warning, right? About resistance.
Yes. It warns of movements of resistance becoming increasingly evident by those who fear losing control.
So as truths come out and people wake up, those invested in the old systems, the old ways of control, they push back.
Exactly. And the source says this isn't just random conflict. It's a direct reaction to the energetic pressure, the old order fighting to survive as the ground shifts.
Which could look like more polarization. We're trying to clamp down on information.
Could be. But here's the key free frame the source offers.
Okay.
It says this resistance should not be seen as an insurmountable obstacle, but as a natural part of the transition process.
Okay, so don't see it as a disaster, but as expected? Even necessary.
Sort of. It called it the last attempt to maintain structures that no longer have support in the new energy.
So the resistance itself is actually a sign that the old ways are losing power, like the desperate squeal of brakes on a train that's already unstoppable.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it suggests the resistance proves the change is real and powerful. It reframes friction as an indicator of progress.
Interesting perspective. Okay, so that's the external. What about the internal experience? How might you feel this?
Well, internally, it says many might experience things like physical fatigue, alterations in sleep, mental restlessness, or emotions more intense than usual.
Sounds like classic ascension symptoms, as some would call them. The body adjusting to higher frequencies.
That's how it's framed, like an energetic recalibration that can feel draining or disruptive. It also mentions you might perceive old memories coming to the surface, repetitive emotional patterns, or even physical symptoms without apparent explanation.
Okay, so a deep clearing. Old stuff, maybe subconscious stuff, getting stirred up to be looked at and released, like rewiring your inner system.
That's the idea. An upgrade process that can feel temporarily messy or uncomfortable as old energetic charges get dislodged.
And the source offers reassurance about this, right? Which is pretty important if you're feeling weird.
Very important. It clarifies that these experiences do not mean regression or loss of evolution.
That's key. It's not going backwards.
No, On the contrary, it says these are clear signs that deep layers are being cleaned and that your energetic field is being adjusted to sustain more light.
So instead of being problems, these symptoms are actually indicators of positive inner work. Your system is making space for more light, upgrading its capacity.
Exactly. Like energetic growing pains, necessary for the evolutionary leap it's describing.
Okay, so given all this intensity, the sweeping, the illuminating, the accelerating, the internal symptoms, what does the source suggest we actually do? How do we navigate this?
It offers some very clear, very practical guidance. It's not just about observing. It's about how to actively cope and integrate.
Good. What kind of advice?
It's pretty grounded, actually. It says, allow yourself to rest without guilt, silence when necessary, and take care of yourself with kindness.
Rest without guilt. That's powerful in our busy world, isn't it? Permission to just stop and restore during these intense times.
Totally. And silence when necessary. Encouraging that quiet time, tuning inwards away from the noise, and kindness towards yourself, acknowledging the system is under strain, self-compassion.
Right. Recognizing this isn't business as usual and you can't just push through energetically demanding periods with brute force.
Exactly, and it really emphasizes nourishing yourself holistically. It says it's time to nourish the body, hydrate, breathe deeply, and reconnect with your own essence.
Back to basics, but crucial ones. Good food, lots of water, conscious breathing.
Yeah, and that reconnect with your own essence part, grounding back into who you really are amidst all the external and internal shifts. Staying centered.
It highlights how our physical well-being is tied directly to our energetic state, doesn't it? Simple things like hydration and breath become really important tools.
Definitely. And then there's this fascinating idea about the light itself.
Oh, yeah.
It says the light that once seemed distant is now definitively anchoring within you.
So it's not just a wave washing over, it's becoming part of us, an internal fixture.
That's the sense. It describes it as not just a passing energy that comes and goes, but a stable anchoring, a luminous foundation that fixes itself in the planet's core and expands through every cell, every thought, and every intention aligned with love and truth.
Wow. A permanent upgrade to our baseline energy, connecting us to the earth, expanding through our whole being. That's a profound claim, building a new reality from within.
It is.
Yeah.
And it offers a really simple practice to help with this anchoring process.
Oh, okay.
Conscious breathing. It suggests upon inhaling, imagine receiving this live and intelligent golden light that knows exactly where to act and what to heal.
Live and intelligent golden light. So you're not just breathing air, you're intentionally drawing in the specific healing energy and trusting it knows what to do.
Exactly, like it has its own wisdom, takes the pressure off you to figure everything out.
And then the exhale.
Upon exhaling, allow all density, all weight, and all resistance to leave your body and dissolve in the greater light.
Okay, so conscious release. Letting go of the tension, the old patterns, the heavy emotions, breathing in light, breathing out density.
Pretty much. And the source calls this simple act of conscious breathing one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself in these days of intense transition.
It makes sense. It's accessible, immediate, and powerful. A way to actively manage the energy flow, moment by moment.
Yeah, a tool for staying grounded and facilitating that integration process. #tag, trusting the process, and the next step.
So, putting it all together, what's the big takeaway? How should we approach all this, especially if things feel chaotic?
The core message seems to be about trust. It says, trust the process, even if appearances on the physical plane seem chaotic or confusing.
Okay, so look beyond the surface level drama or disruption. Have faith in some underlying positive purpose.
Exactly. And to really bolster that trust, it makes this huge statement. Remember, the light has already won.
Wow. Not will win, but has already won.
It's
presented as a done deal.
Yeah, like the ultimate outcome is secure. And everything happening now is just the unfolding of that victory, no matter how messy it looks sometimes.
That provides a powerful anchor, doesn't it, if you can hold on to that conviction?
It does. And it gives context for the difficulties, too. It says, everything that is happening is part of the necessary adjustment so that we can live in a more just, more harmonious, and truer world.
So the chaos isn't random breakdown, it's purposeful recalibration. The dismantling needed to build something better.
That's the framing. It positions the upheaval as essential for reaching that higher state of being more justice, harmony, truth. It's the messy part of construction.
And are we ready for this? According to the source.
Interestingly, it says, we're ready for the next step. But then it adds a crucial clarification.
Which is?
Not because all the answers are already clear, but because the energy that now surrounds us gives us strength, lucidity, and courage to continue.
Ah, okay. So readiness isn't about having the whole map figured out. It's about being equipped by the energy itself, with inner strength, clearer perception, and courage to move forward despite uncertainty.
Exactly. It's about having the inner resources amplified, rather than having all the external answers, relying on an inner fortitude.
That feels more realistic somehow, navigating by inner compass rather than a detailed plan.
Yeah. And the message wraps up with a call to action, really, and a sense of togetherness.
How does it put it?
It's time to walk with faith, with an open heart, and with firmness in the light.
Faith for the unknown, open heart for connection and compassion, firmness and light for integrity.
Nice, yeah. And it concludes with deep love and unwavering presence, saying we are together on this path.
A reminder of unity, that you're not going through these intense shifts alone. It's a collective journey.
Exactly. Supported by the energies and by each other. #outro.
Wow, that was quite a journey through this material. A really rich, very specific set of claims about intense energies, accelerated time, and deep shifts.
It really was. From that cosmic light sweeping things clean to timelines speeding up to those very personal physical and emotional symptoms, it paints a powerful picture.
And offers a clear framework from its perspective for understanding it all, plus practical tools like the conscious breathing. It's definitely a vivid depiction of a world in transition.
A world urging a conscious response, it seems, looking beyond just the surface level stuff.
Absolutely. So thinking about all this, what really stands out to you, our listener, if you consider that idea of our energetic field being adjusted to sustain more light, how might that change how you view moments of discomfort or uncertainty in your own life?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Could seeing those challenges, the fatigue, the old emotions surfacing, the restlessness, not as setbacks, but as signs of that deep clearing and energetic upgrade, could that shift your whole response?
Turning struggle into maybe an indicator of growth.
Potentially. Something to definitely reflect on.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it's given you plenty to think about, maybe some fresh perspectives on the unseen forces shaping our journey right now.